I understand that we have on the line from Rivers State a candidate for the House of Representatives on the platform of the Labour Party, Chief Mrs. Gift Eke. Hello, Mrs. Eke. Well, we seem to have lost her for the moment. Okay, hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Mrs. Eke. Thanks so much for joining us. At some point, I thought we had actually lost you. But then we've been talking.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. Very good morning.
All right. Before now, we were talking about events and developments in Rivers State as far as the elections are concerned. And, well, we heard from the international observer, Jennifer Lynn. We also heard from the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Nyesom Wike. We also heard from Dr. Dakuku Peterside, the candidate of the All Progressives Congress. Now, you represent the Labour Party. What are your own impressions of the conduct of the elections in Rivers State?
Well, to be candid, we discovered that the federal election that took place for the National Assembly, the result sheet, the original result sheet for the National Assembly election were all taken away. I don't know who did exactly, but in my very before eyes, the APC caretaker committee person, in person of Chief Cassidy Ekemini, called out the INEC person in charge of Ahoda East, the EO. I just heard them shouting that the result sheet was missing and all of that. I was called up from where I was doing my accreditation. I rushed down and then saw them, and then the INEC EO in Ahoda East told us that it was all lies, and then they insisted that let's go to the nearby pool. We went to Unit 2 in the second ward of Ahoda East. When we got there, we discovered that he was glaring, that he was sick, and then the policemen quickly guided the EO, INEC EO, out of the place. And then the caretaker chairman got upset and said, no, election cannot take place if the result sheets are fake. And in all honesty, please permit me to share my constituency, my federal constituency, into three parts. This was happening in Ahoda East part of my constituency. And then in some area called Oldwell, the 5 wards of Oldwell never saw electoral materials. The Ward 9, Ward 10, Ward 11, Ward 12 did their own election in a part of Ward 9 where they had just 3 units. And then, part of Ward 10, sorry. And then the part of Ward 10, which is a Melago, that has 16 units, had no electoral material at all. Yet the INEC people, INEC ad hoc workers, and then the presiding officers stayed back in Melago, according to the announcement. There was JTF positioned in a village where they call Oklamade. Oklamade is the village in Ward 10 that has just 3 units. And all elections of Ward 9, Ward 10, part of Ward 10 in Melago, part of Ward 10, which is the Melago, and Ward 11, Ward 12, were conducted in Oklamade, which have just 3 units. How can they take electoral materials of Ward 9, Ward 10, Ward 11, and Ward 12 into Ward 9 and they stay in one place to some print, and then use JTF to flog the hell out of the agents of the Labour Party that came to pick up the materials? And then we go down to the Abua axis. At the Abua axis, from Ward 1 to Ward 8, was confusion set by the people because of the lack of original results. Now, from Ward 5, Ward 6, Ward 7, they never saw their results or voting materials or ballot papers or the boxes.
Now,
everything was hidden from them and then taken somewhere else that nobody knew.
now you've made
And they printed and did what they had to do.
You've
So
made some.
basically, the issue of saying that the card reader failed after a while may have been, like an appraisal for people to manipulate the results, because they already took away the result sheet. And then the area before now, we were told that this same Oklahoma Day in Odwal, they had Ward 10, that is Ward 10 in Odwell, under Abua local government area, which is the other part of the local government that makes up my federal constituency.
Not in all of this. Hello?
Village. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now, you started by talking about the fact that when you were first called out and you were alerted to the fact that there were issues with the result sheets, what you ended up seeing were fake result sheets. What do you mean by fake result sheets? How could you tell that these were fake?
Okay, the proof that what we saw was fake result sheets is that, normally all the rest of the result sheets had same grip of the clips on them.
Have what? Sorry, could you say that again?
I said the proof that we had that what we saw was fake result sheets was that the clip holding the other sheet of the result sheet, was still very firm on, firmly gripped the papers. But the first one was shaky, meaning it's been pulled out and another one attached. So you could see it was glaring. And then I spoke to one INEC official who told me that if they had any issues about fake results or no fake results, that the EO of Ahoda East has not told them anything, and that they're waiting for the EO to report back to them.
Okay.
And I'm of the opinion that we are dehumanized and we've been humiliated because nobody has come out to speak for the Ahoda East people or from the Abua Odwal aspect.
So let me try and understand.
I've been watching channels all day, and I see that the boss of INEC, Jiga, said that there are 13 constituencies that have problems. And Ahoda East Abua Odwal constituency was not inclusive.
Well,
I mean, it is so sad. It is looking as if they're not paying attention. Because we had pressmen who came to observe. We had other observers, and they never made any mention of it.
Oh, Chief
So
Eke,
meaning
did you?
that there is a stronghold
Hello, Chief
somewhere
Eke.
about this area by some certain persons, which we don't know yet.
Chief Mrs. Eke,
And
have
then
you made a formal complaint to INEC? Have you filed a formal complaint to INEC about the observations you've made so far? Have you complained
Yes,
formally
we
to
have.
INEC?
Yes, we have. We did yesterday. We did yesterday because all of this happened day before yesterday, and the confusion and everything, it was overwhelming. So we filed a formal complaint yesterday, but now that the INEC office is having issues, we don't know what next to do. So we're calling on the public to look into the issue of Ahoda East, Abua Odwa Federal Constituency. And then Labour Party being a platform that we do not want trouble and all of that. So we just sit back and watch the APC and PDP, have issues.
Now, Chief, what in the end are you saying actually took place? Was it a question of voting took place in some places, but they used fake result sheets to write fake results? Or is it a question of there were no elections at all?
We discovered, the discovery was made at about 10:30 in the morning, thereabout to 11, between 10:30 and 11. So that was still the accreditation time. We just finished accreditation at that point. In essence, the caretaker committee chairman in person of Cassidy stopped the voting in Ahoda East. And in fact, without him pronouncing, people went round, the rumor went round, and there was no voting in Ahoda East. People refused to vote because by law, we're supposed to be shown the people to exercise their franchise that were supposed to be shown the original sheet. And then the INEC staff that came out never showed us the result sheet. So people protested and they refused to vote. So there was no voting in Ahoda East. But I must tell you something. Because certain persons already took away the original result sheet, they were expecting people to vote publicly so that they can be somewhere writing their results, you know. But at the end of the day, since there was no voting, I don't see how anybody was going to produce any results from Ahoda East, Abua Odwa.
All right, you specifically talked about Ahoda East.
Especially, I am telling you that the result sheet that I thought I was taken away, and in fact, some of the materials for the voting that concerns the National Assembly voting were all disappeared. They were all missing. I don't know about the presidency. I don't know about the Senate, but the one that that attracted my attention, that we scrutinized was that of the Federal House of Representatives.
All right.
And in some units, in Ahoda East particularly, they didn't even bring out some printing materials at all for Federal House of Reps.
All right, Chief Mrs.
So
Zeki.
I'm requesting, I'm pleading, I'm begging the ACNEC to look into the election of the Federal House of Representatives in Ahoda East, especially in Abua Odwa local government areas, which these two LGs make up the federal constituency.
Absolutely. You've already lodged a complaint with the INEC, and of course you've made your point here, and I'd like to say thank you very much for that. And at this point, we'd like to let you go.